So I'm moving to Hawaii in a couple days. You just really never know where this vegan, raw vegan, fruitarian cleansing journey is going to take you. I know that 3 years ago, there's no way in hell I would have ever been considering anything like this. I'm going to be going to live with a fairly hippie style community, if you want to call them that. Kind of a derogatory term, but that's how the majority of society is going to see them and might even see me at this point. As far as fitting into the mainstream, fitting into what everybody thinks is the norm, I just have no interest in it anymore. I've done everything there is to do as far as the mainstream activities. I went to school, I got my degree, I got a bunch of different jobs. I've been working since I was 16. I've worked in the pretzel shop. I've worked at several food places, sandwich shops. I've done little $10 an hour, $12 an hour part-time jobs going through college, worked my whole way through there. I still managed to pay for traveling and stuff like that. And I think that's where it all started for me, to open my eyes to the real world, not the Matrix world, was actually the fact that I started traveling at a young age. And when I started to do that, I went to places like Mexico when I was 18, 19 years old, and I started to kind of put together the pieces of, happiness. Like, what does happiness mean, and how does that apply to me, and how does it apply to everybody else? And, coming from Orange County, California, it's kind of a bubble here. If you've ever watched the show The OC, like, that is the real deal. Like, that is actually how this place is. Like, people are super rich here and in LA, Hollywood. I mean, that's all real. Like, if you know anybody who lives in the Hollywood area and hang out there, like, it's like you're transported into this Hollywood bubble. And people take that stuff very seriously there. Like, it's really about image, it's really about money, and I've heard people say all kinds of wild things. But as far as things that I've said about myself, like, I've said many times in the past that if I don't make at least $250,000 a year, that I would literally consider my life a failure. Now, that is a lot of pressure, number one. Number two, money and all that stuff, I've seen the people with a lot of it, and I've seen people with very little of it. And I've noticed that there's people who have very little of it that are extremely happy. And like I said about going to Mexico and stuff like that, I've known families that live just completely normal lives there that, maybe they don't have a lot of money. Maybe the breadwinner of the house makes like, $40,000 a year or whatever, but has a whole family. And for Mexico, that's pretty good. But like, compared to here, like, you're not going to be driving a C-Class lease Mercedes, every 2 to 3 years. You're not buying new TVs and getting the latest iPhone and stuff like that. You're not traveling around. You're definitely not flying first class or anything like that. And to some people here, like, that is life. Like, if you don't have those things, you're failing. I know that I felt that way about myself before. So moving back to the conversation about actually going to Hawaii, why am I doing this? First, it all started obviously going back to when I was interested in the going the vegan route, going the raw vegan route specifically. Now, I did go to Hawaii in the Big Island in February for the Evan Rock Retreat. Shout out to Evan. That was an awesome experience. Anybody who is thinking about going to do that knows what it is. I'll probably link his website below. Fantastic experience. Go there. These guys take care of you for like 7 days. You get to do a bunch of fun activities. They show you the island a bit. You get to interact with the locals, and it seems like on every retreat that those guys had, there was at least 1 or 2 people from the retreat that stay in Hawaii. Like, they just literally detach from their old life and actually stay there. That's how powerful the experience is. And people realize that when they get there, like, this is actually how we're supposed to be living as human beings. And it is in the tropics, barely in the tropics, but it's there, and it's a completely different ecosystem, completely different weather. Hilo, Hawaii, specifically where I'll be going on the Big Island, is the rainiest area of Hawaii. I mean, it's a legitimate rainforest. So they have a super diverse ecosystem of fruit, stuff that you cannot get here in the mainland. No matter how much money you have, you could be a millionaire and you wouldn't be able to buy this fruit. And what that means is that if you are there, you're going to get local produce that is better than anybody can buy here, like I said, at any amount of money. So that means that you can take your health to a different higher level as far as I'm concerned. You know, fruit is the basis of my diet here. We get some good stuff in Southern California. I'm not complaining. I'm extremely grateful for being exposed to a lot of the stuff here. But the diversity, especially during the winter time, does not stack up to a place like Hawaii that has, you know, durian and mangosteen and mangoes growing and all that type of stuff. So you get real tropical fruit there that's grown locally, and it's actually a lot cheaper, and even living is a lot cheaper. So, you know, Orange County is a very expensive place to be. I think rent here, you know, it's not the most expensive place. You know, I know that San Francisco and Oakland and places like that are crazy expensive, but you know, for a one-bedroom apartment here, it's like $1,500 a month US on the low end. You know, that's on the low end. You could spend easily over $2,000 a month for a single bedroom apartment, and that's about half the cost in Hawaii, believe it or not. So you know, everybody that wants to come to move to Hawaii, come do it. I really do think it's going to be a great experience. I do plan to go there for 6+ months. That's my intention at this point. I'm moving in with some awesome people that I met back in February, and we'll get to show you more of that once I get there on Monday. But you know, the whole experience has kind of been a whirlwind the last month. Like, what do you do? Like, how do you actually move and go to Hawaii, you know? So obviously I had to sell a bunch of my stuff. Luckily I am living at my parents' house right now, and I have, you know, a few items. I've kind of been whittling them down over the years. I've never really been somebody who likes to collect a bunch of shit, you know? So I had couple nice items. You know, I had some guns. I love guns. I don't think that's ever going to change, but I had a bunch of them that I wasn't using anymore, so I sold quite a few of those. The cool thing about guns is they don't lose value, so they actually kind of made some money on some of those. Had a nice car, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, sold that. So yeah, I'm all in. It's the real deal. I'm actually very excited for this. And one of the first questions people ask is like, what are you going to do for work? What are you going to do for work? So, you know, if you are actually planning something like this, I would actually recommend either going there with work lined up or having some money in the bank. Now, like I said, I've been working for a long time. I'm 31. I lived a very minimalist lifestyle the past 3 years, so I have a little bit of savings that I can take with me there, and I do plan to actually start generating income online, either through the YouTube channel or doing other various forms of online work. But I just bring that up because I find it interesting that that's like the first question that somebody asks. That's all they care about. It's not like, oh, you know, like, oh my God, like the fruit's awesome there, like you're gonna have so much fun. It's like, it's usually some sort of negative thing that they want to bring into it. It's really an interesting sort of like human psychology experiment. You know, everybody's really wrapped up in the fear of like, what are you gonna do for work? How much money are you gonna make? Because they cannot fathom living a very simple lifestyle. And I think once you wrap your mind and head around that, which I finally did a few years ago, I could tell you like the stress levels are just so much less. And I have so many friends that just struggle with how much money they're making. Like they want to make more. I've been there too. Like I wanted to make a bunch of money. And once I just let that go and just realize like live my life first and then let the work and the money surround that, then I think that's a better option. I think everybody is going to be better off when they go that route rather than trying to put work and money as the top priority, which, you know, kind of sets you up for failure because you're going to always be, you yourself are always going to put yourself second or worse. You know, a lot of people, they're taking care of their own health, taking care of their own mind is like 10th on the list. And to me, that's just not an option. That's, I've seen the benefits of actually putting yourself first, and it doesn't come from a selfish perspective. It's actually a perspective that you want to give more, and that's what people kind of get confused. Like once you actually start taking care of yourself and healing your own body, healing yourself, getting more energy, you start to really rub off on other people in really positive ways, and I've already seen that in my life. Other people changing their diets and reporting amazing results back to me, like losing weight, starting to cure various pains and aches in their bodies, and it's just amazing. And I want to take this experience in Hawaii to just kind of take that to the next level. So you know, it is a reality. Like, it's a small world, guys, you know, with the internet and YouTube and FaceTime and all this stuff. Like, we're not that far from each other. Your family is gonna miss you a little bit, but you're gonna gain so much more by going to do something like this. And I just read so many comments every day, especially on YouTube, people talking about how, you know, oh, the fruit diet is not sustainable, it's not realistic for most people. Well, that's true if you live like in an ice climate like Norway or something like that, but you're asking a lot of your body to do something that it really wasn't designed to do. I mean, what do you expect? Like, it's like saying my car doesn't run well on water. You know, cars need gasoline to fuel themselves. Like human beings, we need sunshine, water, clean food, clean air. Like, that's how we actually optimize our health. People just don't even take that into consideration. So it's getting really dark out here. Hope you guys enjoyed the view. I'm gonna post this up, and hopefully it's not too much rambling. I had no idea what I was going to say before I popped this video up, but I knew I wanted to get one out for you guys because I'm actually really enjoying making videos again. So stay tuned, and I'm going to try and kind of vlog a little bit more of the process leading up to Monday, and we'll see what happens, okay? So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys. I really appreciate all the comments. This has been really fun. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.